I am ranked number one. One! That means I'm the best.
David Haye is actually in line to challenge for the WBA heavyweight title next year, says WBA President Gilberto Mendoza. David Haye, a former champion at 2 weight divisions, is at number 5 in their rankings currently. After 2 victories on his comeback against also Rans, they're saying these 2 victories have put him in contention. What, the Swiss guy and the American, really, that's all it takes? I mean, it's despite the optimism of, the heavyweights are back, I guess it's still a weak division if he can get ranked after beating them 2 guys there. But, once you've climbed to the summit already, you don't have to do much to get ranked after a comeback, A couple of victories, flatten a couple of bums, added to the fact that David Haye is a smack talker. I suppose he has a little more charisma than the average heavyweight boxer out there. He's a little more marketable than most of them. All these things tie in just as much as what you do in the ring. I don't agree with that for the most part necessarily, but that's just how it is, folks. And he's back in line for a shot at the winner of Lucas Brown and Freza Quendo for the belt that has gone vacant. Lucas Brown tested positive after stopping Ruslan Shagayev, but he's not coming back. Shagayev, he could have kept hold of his belt, but I don't think he's coming back, by all accounts. Apparently Lucas Brown won some legal dispute, so he didn't keep the belt, but they put him forward to challenge for the belt again. I don't know how Lucas Brown won any legal dispute. He got busted, right? He got busted, there's no explanations allowed how the drugs got in your system. If they're ingested, they're ingested. So he won a legal dispute. Why would anyone get over mad about drug taking in sports? Why would anybody? Because some fighters, there seems to be no reprimand. They get rewarded with title shots. Others get a year suspension or even 2. I believe some fighters have got up to 2 years and lose all type of opportunities. And Gilbert Mendoza was confirming that, Lucas Brown sued them for stripping him, for getting busted for taking whatever he took or whatever was in his system. And they had to settle out of court by giving him a title shot. He ends by saying, Mendoza, he would love to have David Haye back as champion. They're trying to get rid of Freza Quendo, who has a court order saying he must have a chance to fight for the championship. They don't want Freza Quendo in the mix. They'd rather have David Haye. Mendoza is saying that's what we ordered. We have been listening to the promoters. That's a very tough fight to sell, Quendo and Brown. Yes, it is, Brown isn't exactly a worldwide star. Neither is a Quendo. That's a very tough fight to sell. Extremely tough fight to sell. An unenviable task for any promoter. This is why Haye is not campaigning to promote a Shannon Briggs fight. That's why that's on ice right now. Maybe he'll defend against Shannon the Cannon once he gets the belt around his waist. I've got Haye as a big favorite against Quendo, Shagayev, Lucas Brown. Any of them guys. All Haye has to do is stay active and he'll have his fight either this year or 2016. Now, before you say Haye doesn't deserve a shot, well, why does Lucas deserve a shot? He just took drugs, and he's never beat anyone of note except a washed-up James Toney. In all truth, what's Freza Quendo done in recent years? What's he done? So, if they're just giving out title shots for fun, I don't see why David Haye shouldn't be invited to the party. So, that's my opinion. And why the WBA falling foul in the courtroom against these C-level heavyweights? And I mean Lucas Brown when I said that. I know people get a bit mad because they love Lucas, but no, Lucas and Frez. How did Lucas get any leverage in the courtroom with the WBA? I don't know. Freza Quendo, he filed a lawsuit after he lost to Shagayev, saying he was tricked on fighting on a date that he didn't favor. He got done out of some money. He wasn't mentally right. Something about his wife's pregnancy distracted him. Just an absolute farce. And what kind of lawyers are the WBA using in the court? They must be using Ted from Scrubs. Quendo got busted by Rosada, which, you got to take with a couple of grains of the old salty stuff. You got to take that with a grain. He got busted for taking a woman's breast cancer drug. The case obviously must have got overturned, like most boxers' cases, when Rosada charged them for PED usage. But regardless, the appeal must have worked because, what's the matter with them? These flipping roach-infested heavyweights challenging for these WBA belts every second. These second-tier belts. Second-tier heavyweights challenging for a second-tier belt. Luis Ortiz excluded. Aquendos, Lucas Brown, Shagayev, and who did they have? They had Pinata, Senor Pinata. That's not his name. It sounds similar. He fought Shagayev for the belt. Message to David Haye: if you can't beat none of these guys for this second tier belt, retire and don't come back.